now because Sonic moved these earlier, but still, it's not a good time, obviously. Anyway, going into game number 2, of course, because these first 2 sets are best of 3. And we are on Electric Circuit now, 4-player map, so you can't proxy inside your opponent's main, but you can proxy gate in the middle of the map if you want. Or alternatively, do stuff like 4-gate Goon all-in. Yeah, 4-gate Goon all-in I think is quite powerful on this map because there's no ramp. Even 3-gate Goon pressure is pretty sweet. One other cool thing you can do on this map though is you can actually Nexus first at the back mineral only, and then actually play a relatively safe build from there against most things. We actually saw, I believe, Flying. Oh man, was it Flying? It was either Flying or the other guy who looks like Flying, and I keep getting them confused. And I can't remember his ID now. Man, who's that guy? Shit, wait, what was his ID? Start listing, guys, come on, help me out here. Start like listing pro gamers who look like Flying, and who are also Protoss. Anyway, whoever it was, he beat Bisu going Nexus first on this map. And he basically said in an interview, he's like, yeah, I was pretty confident in the build because it's really strong on this map, so seems to be good stuff. Man, who was it? I'm trying to remember now. Who looks like Flying? Whatever. So, got a gateway in the main, and a scout going out for Mr. Movies. Going in the wrong direction, unfortunately for him, though. And do I not see a gateway in Yellow's base? Is Zeus actually 12-nexing like I've been talking about? Because that would be awesome. Because like 99% of games, like, you know, I talk about some strategy and the players do something completely different. Is Zeus actually gonna do this? He's actually gonna do it at the front though. I think he's doing it at the natural. Oh man, he's totally 12-nexing at the natural. This is like, well, this was my favorite build until I realized it was actually not that good. Oh man, I propagated this build all across the lower levels of IC Cup. If you've ever faced this build on IC Cup and you're as a Protoss, and it's just like been really frustrating, then I apologize to you because that's partially my fault. Oh man, this is amazing. Of course, the variation of 12-nex that I did was not what pro gamers do. Pro gamers, I believe, generally go Forge Gateway. Sorry, Gateway Forge after the Nexus. And apparently it works quite well on Fighting Spirit, where there's like a semi-bug type thing on the bottom right position on Fighting Spirit, where if you put a cannon right at the tip of the cliff in your main, kind of overlooking your natural at the bottom right position, it will actually range any Reavers that like try to shoot your cannon wall somehow. I'm not really sure exactly on the details, but somebody told me this, that apparently in just that one position on Fighting Spirit, 12-nex and then cannons can actually like hold off Reavers, which is pretty sweet. Anyway, there is the Nexus. I believe he's gotten a Forge after this, just judging by the way his buildings are placed. Yeah, so that is a Forge. And so he's going to get some cannons. Now, the first zealot's going to come in here. Movie's going to see exactly what's going on. Did he actually build a second gateway there? I was totally not paying attention. Too busy just spewing nonsense about 12-nexes. But anyway, it's interesting to see how Movie reacts to this. So the initial zealot doesn't look like it's going to be able to do too much here because Zeus already has a zealot out of his own, and there's no probe here to do any kind of you know, mana piloting. And oh, looks like he's going to get a little bit caught here, although the probes are actually blocking their own zealot from attacking. So that zealot, Movie zealot doesn't quite lose that much HP. So yeah, it looks like Movie is going to proxy presumably a Robo here. Proxying a DT is okay. It doesn't quite make as much sense. But basically, if you proxy a Robo there, you can just make slow Reavers. You don't need to shuttle. You can just slow Reaver push against his cannons. And the tech in this 12-nex is going to be so late that it's like almost impossible to deal with. But no, he's actually proxying a gateway. Okay, I guess he could just go like mass Goon. So you could just proxy 2 gateways and go 4-gate Goon also. I guess that's fine. I like that slightly less because I feel like there's a decent possibility. Well, I don't know. I mean, whenever I go 12-nex, I oftentimes just rush for DTs, so that, you know, if your opponent's doing something like what Movie's doing now, you can just insta win. Even if they bust down your front, you can basically just sack the natural, and as soon as the DTs come out, you just insta win. Whereas obviously that doesn't quite work as well against a proxy Robo. Anyway, looks like the Zealot... ooh, a Zealot actually kind of distracting the goons of Movie and allowing a probe to sneak by here. I don't know if that was entirely the Zealot's fault. Not really fault, but the Zealot's doing, I suppose. But the probe gets in anyway. Now, that's not really going to help. Well, the scouting probe from Zeus is going to tell him that there's nothing going on in Movie's main, which should be suspicious. There's no Nexus follow-up, there's no Robo, there's no Tech, only 2 gateways. He should know that something is proxy. The problem is, without knowing whether it's, you know, 2 gateways or a Robo, it's... I mean, actually, now that I think about it, I'm not sure if the response is even necessarily different. I think he just needs a few more cannons and just to get goons up as soon as possible. And I don't think he has enough cannons right now. I think he's going to lose. This is just not enough cannons. Oh man, dude, he needed more cannons than this. I'm a little bit surprised. I guess there are a couple more goons here than they should be because of the proxy gateways, but Zeus's cannon still felt a little bit late for what he was doing. And regardless, the game is over now. So yeah, Zeus is gonna goof around a little bit. He's got a Goon now, but there's absolutely no way for him to stop a 4-gate Goon. So GG from Zeus, and Movie takes the series 2-0 quite comfortably here, playing against in-base proxy gates followed by a 12 next. I mean, you gotta hand it to Zeus at least. He knows he's completely outclassed by Movie. No offense to him, of course. I mean, he seems like a pretty awesome guy. Did a funny ceremony, but you know, in terms of just StarCraft skill, he is completely outclassed by Movie. So, you know, trying silly strats like that is completely reasonable, I think. And just a shame that it didn't work out. Well, that is that for series number 1. Movie advances to the